Dr. Kennedy was returning home from giving a lecture overseas to find his friend and house sitter sitting on the stairs in a psychotic state.
I saw sitting on the stairs there my friend Abdul, who had been house setting for me, during that week I was gone. And I noticed that he was beating sweat across his brow. And I said, How are you? Well, at that moment in time, he screamed at the top of his lungs, incredibly loud. And I hadn't noticed that he had a steel tennis racket in his right hand. And then there's a break in my memory, and I don't remember anything until, I guess a few moments later, waking up on the floor. And then I noticed that he was swinging what turned out to be a dagger. And it appeared to me that I really didn't have a chance, that he had gained the upper hand, and that I was going to die. And as I looked over his shoulder, I could see a kind of hallway. And I don't have a hallway in that part of my house. And at that moment, time stopped. Where the hallway had been, there appeared a light. And then it began to take on the characteristics of a kind of personality. And then it gave me a question. And it shot a question. I have to say it this way. It shot a question into me, like an arrow into my chest, not with words, but with just the heart of the thought itself. And the question was, will you come now or later? And I wanted to know what might be next. And on the other hand, I could see aspects of my life which were just clearly unfinished. I had a 3-year-old son at that time. I was full of his spirit. It was his presence which really made the decision. It was heck no, I'm not leaving this now. I'm not finished. And so I gave the answer back like directly as the question was given to me. I stayed.
It was 10 years before Dr. Kennedy was able to speak about his near-death experience and to then be able to understand what he had seen and felt.
After this, it occurred to me that the love from this light was so overwhelming that this life must have something to do about learning love like that. Learning to love like that, or learning, perhaps even more to the point, learning to be loved like that, to actually experience the love that people have for us.
Ron's story has been used by counselors to give comfort to families of murder victims who feared their loved ones died alone and in pain.
If this light could appear to me in these circumstances, and I was being murdered, and yet I was not going to die alone. That was plain. And I was going to die in a sea of enormous love. And so, if I had anything to say to people, I guess it would be, those people you love who have died, and maybe in the most extreme circumstances. If my experience is any indication, those people did not die alone, as you would fear that they did. They died with great love around them.